Between these two marketplaces, there is a gap. When it comes to equity, the S&P and stock markets are distinguishing between okay, cash burn, low cash cushion, out to the woodshed. Additionally, until lately, the Magnificent Six did not encounter any issues at all. Now, the high-yield market is claiming that, if the bond market is correct, the cash cushion argument isn't actually a risk. After discussing commodity prices as an indicator, I'll conclude by stating that deflation is the risk, as we have said for a long time. However, there are opportunities as well as risks. Technology-related deflation and cost reductions will spur economic expansion and generate a wide range of new occupations that are currently unthinkable. The internal combustion engine is one example of a disruptive person who hasn't been able to embrace change, but there are many others. AI will put businesses in danger if they do not use it fully in order to boost productivity and lower prices. However, anyone who experiences price deflation, which we believe will happen to many businesses, will embrace new technology that will significantly boost their output. Innovation picks up steam during a recession, as is always the case. Businesses and consumers are willing to alter their practices when they are afraid, and we believe that they are growing afraid. Therefore, we anticipate a significant increase in the adoption of technology in the years to come, particularly in the area of artificial intelligence. I'm going to end up where we began. Artificial intelligence is still in its infancy. It still has a long way to go, but we believe it to be the most significant general-purpose technological revolution in history. The Internet era, when Moore's Law, same performance for half the price every 18 to 24 months in the transistor and semiconductor world, ruled the day, is a far slower time for change. These days, performance modifications for the same cost occur every 4 months rather than every 18 to 24 months. The competition will be fierce. Therefore, we believe it's critical for everyone, employees or company executives, to consider adopting or utilizing as many of these AI tools as they can to boost productivity. The fastest adopters of these new technology will emerge victorious. Today, Nvidia and Accenture announced a new collaboration with the goal of establishing the standard for how we start incorporating AI into the workplace. Today's Tech Check features more from our George Ausa. Good morning, Deirdre. Hello, good morning, Sarah. Although this isn't the first time it's happened, it's obvious that Jensen Huang is keeping an eye on the future. By collaborating with Accenture to promote the use of AI tools, he is now making sure that the billions of dollars that the Medicaps are spending will result in tangible income for their clients. This should ideally support a cycle of expenditures from the hyperscalers and profits from those clients that maintains Nvidia and generative AI as one and the same at the core of business. Accenture will now establish a new Nvidia business unit and train about 30,000 workers on Nvidia's AI products as part of the partnership. Following that, those consultants will visit Accenture clients in industries such as manufacturing, retail, healthcare, and finance to assist them in integrating those tools and services into their daily operations. As a result, rather than joining Copilot or Agentforce or employing OpenAI to develop custom GPTs, you may assemble a team of advisors from across the industry, supported by Nvidia, to accelerate adoption in a more comprehensive manner by developing agents, the new buzzword. Additionally, Accenture and Google Cloud have a collaboration centered on cybersecurity and AI adoption, which coincides with investors' growing demand for results. Another excellent illustration of how generative AI may genuinely generate new types of jobs is the need to transition from AI proof of concept to production. These 30,000 workers at Accenture are part of a team of over 50,000 being retrained for an AI environment. While generative AI has so far replaced lower-level positions, particularly in tech and IT with its own human army of over 100,000 contractors, Scale AI, one of the industry's startup darlings, performs data labeling for AI, which basically formats data for AI training. Remember that Nvidia and Infosys launched a very similar agreement a year ago, which involved training 50,000 employees on AI solutions. This agreement was almost exactly the same in its language, with the goal of helping enterprises worldwide drive productivity gains with Gen AI. Since investors are still seeking those benefits after a year, It remains to be seen if Accenture can improve on this proof of concept to production. Later today, Julie Sweet, the CEO of Accenture, and Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, will both be on closing bell overtime. You don't want to miss the interview. Deirdre, I was wondering if you had noticed this CRM upgrade out of Northland while we were in the area. Despite being a smaller company, they contend that CRM may have outperformed Microsoft as AI has become more agentic. Good news for Mark Benioff, huh? He made some jabs at Microsoft's Copilot at Dreamforce here in San Francisco a few weeks ago, claiming it hasn't lived up to the hype. Perhaps he is boosting the stakes because Agent Force is just getting started, but it does relate to today's events. Are they displacing Copilot and Agent Force? Was my initial response upon learning about their relationship. However, I believe that this horde of experts will examine a company and assist them in determining where Copilot should be used. In what context is Agent Force appropriate, or do you handle it on your own? Mark Benioff also finds that to be a bit of a nasty word. He spoke extensively on do-it-yourself AI, saying, "Don't do that." However, I believe this collaboration will assist businesses in determining if they should develop their AI in-house or contract with a CRM or Microsoft. Nvidia may become the most valuable tech business in the world within the next 12 to 18 months, in my opinion. Do you believe it will surpass Microsoft and Apple? In my opinion, there will be a race to $4 trillion, and at that point, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia will likely be under scrutiny. However, if you examine this AI revolution, the godfather of AI, Jensen, and its trajectory, Nvidia may end up being the most valuable corporation in the world. How did this $10 trillion come to be? Do we see these other IT behemoths rising in value alongside Nvidia, or is it becoming the most valuable corporation in the United States? Yes, and just to refresh your memory, I predicted years ago that Nvidia will overtake Apple as the most valuable corporation in the world. It is currently biting at its heels. As you are aware, Nvidia is driving the AI infrastructure, which sets it apart from companies like Apple or Microsoft. Understanding this is crucial because the Hopper design let us generate almost $90 billion in data center revenue. The next architecture from Nvidia, dubbed Blackwell, is being released rapidly and should be available by the end of this year. By the conclusion of fiscal year 2026 or calendar 2025, we believe it can lead to a $200 billion data center. Blackwell, the upcoming generation's cadence, will be on par with or marginally better than Hopper. This is because it will empower and enable massive language models with trillions of parameters, which is precisely what big tech is aiming for. Together, these elements make up a sizable hardware data center section. Next up is software, which I could go into great detail about, but I'll keep it short. We have a lot in store for the third category, which is the automotive industry. There are several layers to this, and it's still very early for Nvidia. If you would like any other changes, please let me know.